Hey, Marcie, I think you'd make a great president. If I were president, I'd never have a moment of peace. I guess that makes sense. You once told me you were an invertebrate. I think you mean introvert, sir.
Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our channel, Paws On Animation, and our Paws On Apple. There you go, the podcast.
And today we are covering another Peanuts special. Snoopy presents One of a Kind Marcie. It sure is one of a kind.
So the special follows Marcie being unexpectedly elected as class president, unexpectedly struggling with being pushed into the spotlight, and unexpectedly being this version of Marcie.
Yeah.
So in this special, she has to choose what's more important to her, helping her friends or staying in the shadows. If you've seen it, you'll know exactly what we mean by this is not the Marcie of the Peanuts.
Right.
But
before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and notifications of future podcasts and all the pause videos.
And thank you so much for joining us today, subscribing, sharing our videos, commenting. We appreciate you so much. Specials, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. And I can't stop laughing because Apple has a need to give every Peanuts character a complex.
Yes. To show the depth of their character because they also need it after 75 years of being world famous.
Now, for those of you that like this movie, we're happy that you do. Those of you that can relate to this version of Marcie, fantastic. Mm-hmm. But this isn't Marcie.
No.
You've watched the other Peanuts specials prior to Apple, whether they're the famous ones, mm-hmm. like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Valentine's, right. Easter, or if they're the not so well-known ones, and we've been covering some.
Yeah.
Marcie is confident. Marcie is outspoken. Mm-hmm. And she's so confident, outspoken, and organized, Peppermint Patty is like she's her assistant.
Yeah, pretty much.
And if Peppermint Patty can't do it, she turns it over to Marcie.
Yeah.
So it was kind of surprising when we saw that this Marcie is not like that.
Yeah. The part that they kept in is what you were saying about her being the very resourceful and helpful in the Peppermint Patty. That part is emphasizing here, and they don't have a fight or anything. She doesn't take advantage of her. She's still her best friend. They see each other as best friends, and she relies on her, especially when they have this golf tournament thing happening. And we're glad that part was left in there. But the new part is that they say that Marcie is an introvert. Mm-hmm. And depending on who you ask online, introverts can have different definitions. But the version of introvert they have in here is that she's quiet, she's shy, she gets frazzled by large groups of kids and people. She has trouble speaking up, and she does her best when she's by herself and helping from a distance. The problem is that that's not Marcie. If you remember, there was a motocross special mm-hmm. called You're a Good Sport, Charlie Brown, and she was sort of being the person interviewing everybody like she was on TV. And she kept talking and talking and talking. And they said, oh, what do you think about that? Oh, that's so great. And then she would talk over everybody, and you couldn't get her to shut up. The fact she's gone from this mm-hmm. to she can't speak up, it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. And unfortunately, it looks like introvert has taken on new definitions, and I don't say that lightly. Introvert and extrovert used to have definite perimeters, mm-hmm. but now I've seen people saying insomnia, can't make up your mind choosing a gift. What was another one that we saw?
Oh, if you have a moral compass, that's one now.
And it's like, no, all this stuff isn't being introverted. It's just something really simple. And they're putting all these other identifiers on it that don't match. And she's not an introvert in here. She's something totally different. To me, she's closer to Comey, and Comey can't communicate. Yeah, and she's not an introvert. Comey is something entirely different. Right. And so is this version of Marcie.
Exactly.
And before we go further, if you're not familiar with this particular special, Snoopy presents One of a Kind Marcie, known simply as One of a Kind Marcie. Yeah. It's the 50th Peanuts animated special, and was the 5th special released exclusively on Apple TV back in August of 2023. And it's the first Peanuts special to center around Marcie herself.
Yes.
And it follows her being unexpectedly elected class president, as we mentioned, and struggling. And it received unanimous critical acclaim It won the award for Best Animated Special Production at the 51st Annie Awards, and I think it won a couple others.
Yes.
It's considered children and family comedy slice of life based on Charles M. Schultz's character, so they say, but really not to us. It doesn't. With music by Jeff Morrow, and it runs 39 minutes.
Right. So it's short compared to other specials, which is fine. It doesn't go on for an hour or anything, and we're okay with. However, when you watch the special, there's going to be points in there where it's going to feel like it's dragging, because since this is about Marcie and this new version of Marcie, she's supposed to be introverted and some say even autistic. And with this version of her in here, it doesn't even feel like you're watching Peanuts for a while. Because, of course, when they have a central focus on a different character that's not Charlie Brown, the other ones are sort of pushed to the side. So what they do in here is that she has a routine when she helps Peppermint Patty, and in this one, she's helping her by being her caddy for a golf tournament they have at the school, which is new to me. And Mom asked, why is there a country club in here?
Exactly. It's like, this is not Peanuts.
What is there? I don't know. Whatever.
And we've watched many specials and movies, and I've yet to see a country club. The closest is when it was like Bart when Charlie Brown and Linus went to a vineyard, but they were mistreated, so it's not the same thing.
That's it.
And they were in Francais.
Yeah, that's about it. So you see how she has a way of helping various members of the Peanuts gang, especially if they got trouble doing a task or activity. She tells them what they can do, and then it works out. So Peppermint Patty gets this idea that while they have this class or school president election thing going on, that she should run, and Marcie doesn't want to because she gets really nervous around a lot of people, and it would be too much noise and everything, and it would really bother her. They're like, oh, okay, no problem. But then she also starts helping all these people. Like when she's by herself, she, I guess, helps the school and the other characters without them knowing, and eventually they figure it out, and then she's elected president, and that really bothers her. And this is literally the entire special for you to empathize with her, because she's being put in a position she doesn't want to. Not out of malice, but because they don't understand that she can't handle being around a bunch of kids. She has to be by herself to communicate properly.
Well, then that's a problem, and I'm not poking fun, guys. Then she can't even be at school based on the way they have her. If she can't be around a bunch of kids, then she can't be at a regular school.
Yeah, and it's like, if she's a distance, she's fine, but if she gets too many people around her and there's a lot of attention on her, she freaks out. This is so weird.
Again, if you can relate to this version of Marcie, that's fantastic. But the problem for us, again, is this is not the Marcie that Charles Schulz created. And it's almost like Apple has taken it upon themselves to completely flip the script for every Peanuts character, and they're all the opposite. Ironically, prior to this one, the special was Lucy's School, which you've heard us cover.
Yes.
And after that, Welcome Home Franklin.
Yes.
So again, they're on a mission to totally flip the script for every character.
Yeah.
For me, I would have really preferred it if it had been the confident, stronger Marcie we knew, and then she could have been an example and given others incentive to be more outgoing. In this one, she has a fear of public speaking. She's trying to get advice at Lucy's psychiatric boo.
She's got more problems than Charlie Brown.
And exactly. And it's like, you know, Peanuts wasn't known for every child having some type of phobia or concern or label. It was known just for being a bunch of kids who had their own individual personalities, and you saw them in their slice of life, everyday encounters that would be hilarious at times.
Right.
Now, Marcie's special, for those of you looking for humor, this isn't it.
Not much at all.
This was targeting a different audience, and it looks like it did connect. So what I would have liked for them to have done is to have advertised this as that type of special to connect with a special audience, or particular audience, I should say, because it's not funny.
Right.
There's like practically no humor. Really, there's no humor in it.
Right.
So if you're looking for this to be a regular Peanut special, it isn't. If you're looking at this to be the Marcie you know from the past, it isn't. If you're looking for fun, this is not fun. She even has nightmares and visions of different things that are being presented as in her mind and how she thinks.
In a whole different animation
and
style.
none of them are funny or to be taken as a joke. This is who the special is for.
Right.
Period.
Right. And last thing I want to touch on is that they have a new character in here, a little kid who is, I guess, supposed to be trained to become a caddy. I
think his name is Carlton, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And he takes notice of Marcie.
Carlin.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes notice of Marcie. And I guess in a way he's sort of like her, but not as fearful of public speaking and being around other people. And he takes notice when she is doing all these things in the background to help the school and her friends. And I think he serves more as a mouthpiece to just blatantly tell you the message of the episode. Because he gets to the point where he's in her room and asking why hasn't she come to help Peppermint Patty. And she explained why she's just feeling so proud. She wants to stay in her room and not go back out. He tells her why that's not a good idea. And then just blatantly tells her, well, the world relies on people like you to help run it. Like, a majority of people in the world are like you and introverted. So you would be doing a disservice by not helping. And people have to learn that this is just how you are and to accept it. It's like, we didn't need you to tell us the lesson. I think we kind of got it.
So again, if this was the target audience and the message they wanted, it should have been promoted and marketed as that. And they probably would have gotten a lot more people to watch it. So what did they do right? Animation looks great.
Always,
as before. Yes. Voice cast is really good. You can hear they're still young. So no one sounds too old to be voicing the character.
Right.
The writing is done well. Again, if it was marketed as this type of special for a particular audience, it would have been perfect.
Right.
What, again, does not connect is that there's no humor. And if you're looking for Peanuts humor and fun, you're not going to get it in here. If you're looking for a special that helps you to relate to someone who has a phobia of speaking in public, and she has other things that are concerns for her, and you can relate to that character, then this is the special absolutely for you. So the voice cast stays the same. The addition is Ariana McDowell as Marcie, Lexi Perry as Peppermint Patty, Etienne Kalichi as Charlie Brown, Antonia Batrick as Carlin, Isabella Leo as Lucy, Crybaby Booby, no kidding, Tapioca Pudding, and Wyatt White as Linus, Caleb Bellavance as Franklin, and Lucian Duncan Phil as Pigpen. There's a lot more, but they really have very few lines. And Terry McGurran as Snoopy, Rob Tinkler as Woodstock. I think I should cover it.
Yes.
As I mentioned, it got a great positive response and reviews. Common Sense Media rated the special 4 out of 5 stars, praising its positive messaging and described it as a great watch for viewers of all ages. Pace Jillian Bennett scored it at 8.5 out of 10. CBR said it's gorgeous and vibrant. I do agree. It looks gorgeous and vibrant and is warm and inviting. I don't think so. I think it's more serious than any other Peanut special we've seen. And Movie Web's Caroline Miller rated the special 4.5 out of 5, recommended to viewers who, and I quote, tune into Peanuts for the feel-good energy rather than the sadder or meaner stuff. I don't think she watched the same special I did.
There's only one sad one.
They won the Annie Awards for Best Animated Special Production and the Leo Awards for Best Animated Program. So again, if you're looking to just see what Apple's putting out now and what's different, watch it. If you're looking for something that you can identify with, if you have a fear of public speaking, autism, things of that nature, this is a special for you. If you're looking for humor, we say go ahead and pass this one up. So if you've seen Snoopy Presents One of a Kind Marcie, let us know what you think in the comments below. And do you think this is a good adaptation, giving her a different personality and making her a different person? Or do you prefer the Marcie of the original 75 years of Peanuts? We really want to hear your thoughts. If you haven't seen it, it's available exclusively on Apple TV or Apple Plus, whichever you want to call it. Give it a watch, come back and tell us what you think.
And if you're alright, subscribe for updates and weekly videos on your favorite anime series, anime shows, and all things animation.
And thank you so much for joining us today's specials. We appreciate everything you do. As always, you are special.
Thank you so much for watching Mask Entertainment.
And the Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.
And reporters sitting flashing lights, trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. With her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket.